All right, guys, what's going on? We are live here. Gonna make it a quick show today. We're live here, third and long pick six show, week 3. Had about a 500 record last week, so we're gonna try and improve on that. But I was 3-3 last week, 4-2 week 1, so puts me at 7-5 overall for the season. So we're still up. So let's still, let's stay with it. Let's have a little bit of fun. We got some good picks today. Just a little quick PSA announcement. Last week I was in Maine, so it was hard to get the video out. It wouldn't upload. I didn't really have good service. But I did upload it to my podcast website, which can, go follow me there. It's available on all platforms, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. So that's sometimes your best bet to get it instead of getting it on my YouTube channel or Twitter or any of the video streamers that I do. But please go follow me there. It's at The Real Ray Yergs. Don't forget. You see the banner down at the bottom there. That's my tag for Twitter, for YouTube. And you can go find the Just Saying podcast on all podcast platforms, which is where this show originates from. It's a Just Saying podcast segment. So this is the third and long pick six show. So we're going to get into it real quick. Got some picks today. Let's get right into it. So listen, Colts are struggling, but they're still putting up points, and the Titans are putting up points, and they came off a big emotional victory last week against Seattle. So the Colts are getting, they're traveling to Tennessee today. Wentz is still iffy. Don't know how he's going to react, but it's a big spot for the Colts that they need to win. They can't drop to 0-3. I really want to take the plus 4.5 on this one, but I'm not, only because the Titans are coming off a big victory and they're still playing pretty well, even though the week 1 performance wasn't that great. But I think I'd rather see the points. So I think I'm going to go with over 47 on that one. I also like the Ravens and the Lions over 51. Ravens their defense has been struggling. So I don't really think that they are going to be able to stop the Lions. Lions have been putting up a lot of good points. They're tough. They're battling in every single game. They're playing with a lot of heart. And, Dan Campbell's really got this team motivated. So I like them to go back and forth. It's a big spread for the Ravens, but I'm not going to take the points. I like the overs again. So I'm going to go over 51 on the Ravens and the Lions, especially being in turf and being indoors. Let's go with that. We got the Raiders. Listen, Dolphins got a big blow with losing Tua, and it's going to be struggling for them to see where they're going to end up going. They're traveling to Vegas. I like to see them at minus 3.5. I'm going to take the Raiders at minus 3.5. I'm going to take them at minus 3.5 with the Raiders at home against the Dolphins. Chargers KC. To me, this is going to be another great game. KC keeps battling. I mean, they're putting up a ton of points too. Chargers are showing that they have a ton of heart, and they showed a really good game against Dallas last week. I was very disappointed to actually see the outcome of that game. The Chargers looked like that they should have won that game. They got screwed in a lot of points, especially with the penalties driving down the field. It's almost like the referees really wanted the Cowboys to win that game. But the Chargers are showing some great heart. I mean, they are clicking on all cylinders on offense, I think. And it's going to be a great divisional game. It always is. But, traveling in KC, I don't expect the Chargers to come out with a victory against KC. KC's looking for a big-time win coming back off of that heartbreaking loss against the Ravens on Monday Night Football. Sunday Night Football. So I expect them to put more points up on the board. I feel like the Chargers resemble the Browns in a way of their offense. So if the Browns were able to put up a lot of points against KC, I'm going to say that the Chargers are too. So I'm going to go with KC and the Chargers over 54 on that one. So Seattle traveling to Minnesota. Listen, Minnesota can't really afford to go 0-3, but I envision them going 0-3 on this one. They've had 2 heartbreaking losses. They are putting up points. They had, terrible end of the game with the game-winning field goal. It just happens. But Seattle, this goes back to what I said with the Titans. The Titans had a big-time emotional victory in Seattle. Seattle's looking for a big-time win and revenge. Listen, Seattle, I still believe, is like one of the number one teams in the league. Anytime you got Russell Wilson is far up above beyond Kirk Cousins. And for them to only be -2 in this spot, even traveling to Minnesota, how can you not take Seattle in this spot? I mean, Seattle -2. They're looking for that victory to come back. Minnesota is struggling. I don't know if they're really making any good decisions half the time where they can come out with this victory. But, Seattle traveling in a dome, Russell Wilson, MVP. It still blows my mind how he hasn't won an MVP. But I'm going to take Seattle -2 in Minnesota. Like I said, it's tough for Minnesota to go 0-3, but I envision them going 0-3 in this one. This is going to be in a tough spot, and Zimmer's job is going to be on the line after this game. Last pick of the day. Arizona's traveling again to the East Coast, but they're playing the Jaguars. The Jaguars are a team that is trying to find their identity, trying to find their mojo, trying to get going. But the way Arizona has been putting up points in the offense, and it just amazes me. I know they're only -7. They're -7.5. The half a point scares me a little bit. I like to get the -7. So, I never recommend buying points and getting it down to 7, but I'll take -7.5 in this spot. Arizona is just probably the best offense in the league right now. They are 2-0, 2 big-time victories. And then for them to go into Jacksonville, they'll get a victory. I envision them at least getting a 10-point victory. So I like Arizona at -7.5. Jaguars are they're just really not a good team. And like I said, they're trying to find their identity. They don't have a lot of playmakers on the team. So Jaguars probably only scored 10 points, if that, to be honest. So I like Arizona at -7.5. So just a quick recap before we head on out for the day. Colts over 47, Ravens over 41, Raiders -3.5, Chiefs over 54, Seattle -2, Arizona -7.5. There's a lot of other great games on the board. Big time Sunday night game tonight between the 49ers and the Packers. Saints and the Patriots. That's another great game that's going to be looking forward to. Listen, Saints, they got exposed a little bit last week with Jameis Winston with Carolina. So it's going to be a tough victory for them to even go into New England. And I know New England's thrown out, like I said, been saying all season, throwing out the rookie quarterback, but New England could come out with the victory easily on that one. See what happens, because Bill Belichick's going to definitely take a look at that game film between the Saints and the Panthers, and that should be a very good one to watch. 49ers and Packers tonight. That's probably my favorite game of the week, especially with rumors that just coming out that the Rodgers wanted to go to the 49ers as a trade destination. So man, it's just so much controversy with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, but they blew out Detroit last week. This should be a great offensive battle. As a side pick, I would probably take the over in that game. I anticipate a lot of points in that. I think Aaron Rodgers has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and he always likes to show up the 49ers for not drafting him. So I definitely anticipate that type of stuff to be happening tonight. So I think it's going to be another great day of football. Don't forget to follow me, where to find me on Twitter, YouTube. Please like, share, follow, leave comments. Really appreciate the support. Don't forget to tune in this week also for a new episode of Just Saying Podcast. We didn't do an episode this week, but we're going to have a new episode, and I'm going to change the pick show just a little bit. It's going to see the same name, but I'm going to make the pick show more NFL based. I might do it a couple of times a week instead of doing an NFL recap during the podcast. So stay tuned on that. But I hope you enjoy your Sunday. As a sidebar, go Team USA in the Ryder Cup. Up 11-5. It's going to be a huge victory if they can come out with it. They only need 3.5 points to win the cup. So go Team USA. Enjoy your NFL Sunday, guys.